Yes, I, brothers and sisters, lovers, haters, friends and neighbours, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls in vibrational frequencies in the mind of the one true God. Hope everybody's well. Love, light and blessings to everybody. Now I got a bit emotional in my last couple of videos, and I need to stop doing that, making videos when I'm that emotional, because you say things that you don't, not that you don't mean, you mean them at the time, but you say things that you wouldn't normally say. Like when you're arguing with someone you love and sometimes you cross the line a bit because you're that angry, and of course you mean it at the time, but when the dust settles you think, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, well, I was a bit like that with my last couple of videos. A few things I probably shouldn't have said. However, what's said is said. Now the country's it's gone divvy, basically. Riots up and down, which I don't condone at all, by the way, and it's definitely not the way that we're going to progress with this movement, and address the situation that we've got going on right now. So, I don't support it and I don't condone it whatsoever. But I do have a level of understanding for it. These are your British citizens, and I know the pot's been stirred and I'm not going to get into that, but at the end of the day, these are your dads, your granddads, your uncles, your cousins, your brothers. These are people who've had enough. And after the speech that the Prime Minister gave, there's a certain group of people that they're always going to behave like that. Do you know something? 5 years ago, around-ish, there's no way I would have had the control to behave myself the way I behave myself today. And a situation like this, given the magnitude that it has, there's no way I would have been able to behave. I would have been one of them divvies, one of them mindless thugs that, as we're being labelled, out there kicking off, thinking, he's not listening, hits him in the mouth. That's not the way to deal with this situation at all. We need to unite the kingdom, as it keeps being said. People need to come together and do this peacefully, or we are just going to fall right into the hands of the narrative and what we're being labelled. We're doing the job for them. And I have got a massive understanding for why it's kicking off, much more of an understanding that the Prime Minister's got. If the average man's got an average brain like mine, I suppose, and it just takes in information on an average level and you analyse things averagely, that average man is bound to be sick right now, bound to have had enough, because you're probably looking at like the riots in Leeds where, a different group had kicked off because they didn't get what they want basically and they weren't happy. So they had a riot, an actual riot by the way, where 20 or 30 police turned up with no riot gear on and they got ran off the scene and they ran for their lives. And the only reason that riot got settled is because the police folded and give them what they want. Right? Then you've got all the gathering of the Muslim community in Rochdale and Rotherham, and all our Greater Manchester to do with this fella that had been kicked by the police officer. So they let them go. So them lads have been released without charge. So, so what message is that sending, to the British citizens? Because to me it looks like it's sending a message where it's saying, you, the British people, are going to get treated much, much differently to these people over here and these people over here. If these people over here kick off and riot, we're going to give them what they want. If these people over here kick off and riot, we're going to release the people that attacked police officers because that's what they want. If yous kick off and riot, we're going to label you far right and we're going to come down on you. Doesn't seem like it's very fair to me, and that's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm seeing. So I've got a level of understanding for them kicking off, but I definitely don't condone it. And I know that fear and anger is the fuel behind, the motive behind, the incentive behind what's going on, the kick-off. But and that might explain their actions, but again, it definitely doesn't condone them. It's definitely not the way forward, and anything that I want to be attached to and anything that I speak on and I want to be involved with has to be of a peaceful nature. Anything that I want to attend, I want to be able to take my kids, because this is what this is all about. This is all about the kids, our kids, so let's not take our eye off the ball here, and let's not think that, burning this nation that we are trying to save is the right way forward, because it's certainly not. But, it was a matter of time. I'm pleading with everybody and anybody to keep a lid on it just now. That the time, this is far from the time to be behaving like that and causing riots. We're just falling right into their hands. It's the last thing we need to be doing. Anyways, love, light and blessings to everyone. God bless everyone. I hope everyone's well. Bye-bye for now. Thank you. Thanks for listening.